Till the soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aiden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom thy angels name lost Lenore. Thus a rare and radiant maiden, whom thy angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. So, I figured we'd get extra gothy with this episode, given the subject matter of the episode. Yes, that's right. We are covering the Teen Titans episode Nevermore, which is a reference to The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. So I figured it would be appropriate to read a bit of a passage. And Jared, cue the start your work.
Of course, because what you don't know is that The Raven was published when Neck was 200.
Do you realize that, like, I think Edgar Allan Poe died in, like, 1840 or
Yeah.
something? God dang it.
I'm like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a gotcha moment, but okay.
I will peck your eyes out if you don't shut up.
Jeez.
All right, so Teen Titans. Okay, so we're finally getting a focus episode on Raven, and dare I gotta say, they really did her well in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Not only like basically we learn a lot about Raven, not just about her, but kind of her backstory. We also get introduced to Trigon, who will be a factor here in a few seasons or so.
Oh, I'm sure, because there's a very specific arc of Teen Titans from the Perez run that I'm waiting for them to adapt.
Oh, I terror at the thought of Trigon.
Mm-hmm.
So we open up with a fight with Dr. Light. So Jared, what do you think of this show's interpretation of the character?
It's better than the comics version, because the comics version is I think, well, it was kind of, so the comics version is I believe, if I remember correctly, he's the one that killed Sue Dibney in Identity Crisis. Killed and R-worded Sue Dibney.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like this version a lot more.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love the whole parallel. What are you, scared of the light? And she's like, what are you, scared of the dark? I love like the kind of like poetry. It rhymes. You know?
Yeah. Thank you, George.
And we get to see kind of like Raven lose control a little bit, and we get to see like the two red eyes, which, you know, comic fans know exactly what that is, but it's really interesting.
And actually, DC AMU fans also know what that is, roughly.
Oh,
that actually pretty well, actually.
You just unlocked some core memories there for some people.
Yes, of course they did.
So yeah, they go back to the Titans Tower, and can I just say, Beast Boy, like, it's kind of annoying me how he's pushing his diet upon other people.
Yeah, it's getting kind of annoying. I get it that you personally don't like meat, but you're trying to force it on other people. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, and then he gets all offended when like other people don't like his stuff. Like, come on, dude, come on. Like, you know, these people have like it would be like it'd be like if someone tricked him into eating a burger and he got all offended. You know, like.
It's kind of weird. He's a little judgy, which you could take that as a commentary on vegans.
Okay. I have a really spicy. I have a semi-spicy joke, but I'm not gonna say it here. I'll tell it to you after the stream.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, and so I just gonna say, like, Starfire and Robin are really kind of non-factors in this episode.
No, and I love how Starfire keeps going, like, now can we go talk to Raven? And then Robin's like, no. And at the end of the episode, she's literally holding her back. She's like, please. I love that part of the episode a lot. It was really cool. It's really funny. Okay, that's a good joke, Nick. That's a really good joke, Nick. I like that.
So you know why I didn't want to say that on.
Yeah. I see what you're going with.
But yeah, it's just kind of we're gonna get ahead of ourselves. So it's like, oh, you better apologize and whatnot. And so they go to her room, and like, I gotta say, her room is pretty much exactly how I expected it would be. Like, I
Yeah,
gotta
it's
be
pretty
honest.
barren for Raven's room, and it's basically a goth room, which fits Raven. You
Yeah,
know, it's
she
kind
is
of
the
funny.
resident.
You know what I realized watching this is like the comics don't really make Raven a goth so much. I think it's really more this show, which works for this version. It's kind of an interesting like dichotomy.
Well, here's the difference: is Raven in the comics is not trying to be a goth, but just because of like her lifestyle and like the way she dresses, it kind of comes off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's more of an active effort to make her more of a goth. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying she's a poser with this version, but they make more of an effort to make it obvious. Is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, that's my own interpretation of the comics. You guys can have whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want. But yeah, and so like Beast Boy's like mirror mirror on the wall, who's the sexiest Phoenix Press person of them all?
And then it says, not the old guy in the corner.
And then the mirror says, "Undergrad is canon."
And then the mirror says, bring me Bruce Timm.
And then somehow Jared got booted off the stream. I mean, we're not even doing this. We're doing recording. I'm sorry, my brain gets fired up. Cue the old man.
He had an old man moment.
Yes. The old jokes are getting old. But anyway, so then they get to a mysterious dimension. And Jared, how was your reaction when you saw the other colored raven?
I was like, well, that's odd. And I'm like, it's jarring a little bit to see the personality change. And it's kind of interesting because could Raven technically be classified as a schizophrenic?
See, I think I think the what you're looking for is DID.
Yes, I'm sorry. I got that one's confused. But
well, I feel like that's
yeah.
more of a question. I feel like that's more of a question for Master of TDS. Which, by the way, we will be streaming with him on Wednesday. So, Jared, feel free to ask him that question then if you want. But also, hats off to Tara Strong for she made every voice different.
Yeah, and that's tough to do.
Oh yeah, like it helps that you had like literally one of the most talented voice actors working today. Like, I'm not lying.
Yeah, Tara is. You see, she did a video on Facebook that's like, I'm a voice actor, and she went through all of her iconic roles. Like, I didn't know she voiced Ben 10.
Well, here's a little secret of the animation industry: is most young boys in animation are voiced by women because, as us guys, as we hit puberty, our voice goes deeper, and
That
so
makes sense.
that's why it's impossible for an adult male to be soprano, but a prepubescent male can be a soprano. But once they hit puberty, they lose that ability.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like young adult voices are used like little young boys' voices. I'm sorry, I was phrasing it a little bit weird. Usually are a lot higher pitch, and as guys, we can't hit those registers, but women can. So that's why you see a lot of women. Like, for example, Tommy Pickles is voiced by a woman. There's your factoid. There's your like inside baseball of the day.
But my point is, it's really cool to see like how many characters she has voiced throughout her career. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then I love how like they kind of go through it, and then Trigon appears. Like, how cool is that when he appeared?
Yeah, I like this character design of Trigon. Like the one that they had in the Nakamu was cool. It was a little too armored for my taste, and like he's a uber powerful devil character. He doesn't need armor, so it's like there.
Just you wait to see how they do it. Like, if we ever get to the point where Deutero Trigon in like the comic version, Jared, you're gonna be like, how the heck did they allow this in print? Because it is like literally unsettling, even to this day, the art that they have. I've shown you some of it. But like,
and the funny part is that this came out under the Comics Code Authority, so it's not like they abandoned it at this point.
In the early '80s, they pretty much were a non-entity by the late '80s. But like in the early '80s, they were still a thing. Like, they were still lax. Because trust me, like remember the Spider-Man drug issue didn't have the Comics Code Authority seal of approval. They actually changed authority after that.
Yeah.
By the way, we should cover the Spider-Man drug issue at some point. But anyway, so yeah. I'm trying to think here. I also I love the moment where they find her on the top of the tower, and as soon as they said like, "Oh, your door is open," like her eyes went wide. It's like she knew exactly. Like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like when in a previous episode when the Hive people took over the tower and inexplicably turned into an H in such a short period of time. But the point is, like, when they get the tower back and somehow revert it back into a T, she goes, "They went in my room. No one goes in my room."
Nobody. And this is the episode where we find out why no one goes into her room.
Yeah, because she doesn't want her demonic father being released.
Well, that, and she that's probably not the only dangerous artifact in her room. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's Raven.
So they see some other ones. Like they see the super depressed one. Actually, like that made me sad. Like her like the constantly apologizing, the things. I don't know.
I love Beast Boy and Cyborg. For the 100th time, we forgive you.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then we got the brash one. I love how they called her a Marine and she's wearing green.
Yeah.
Like, Jared, did you appreciate that?
There you go. I like that. I'm like, okay, I see what they're going with, and it works.
Yeah.
It could also be like green for Beast Boy. Hey, what's up, Whiskers?
Yep, he's crawling in, so it's like, yeah, you have a cameo. But yeah. And I love how at the end we kind of have like a little bit of a Power Rangers moment.
Yeah, there you go.
The Raven Rangers, if you will.
It's Raven time. All of a sudden, like bright lights and glow sticks start being waved.
So yeah, she basically, by your powers combined. So basically, I don't know if you know this here, but White Raven is like the purest form of Raven. Like that's kind of like when she's like purified and whatnot. So like that's kind of more of a nod to the comics. Is like the White Raven.
Does she become White Raven later in the show?
Not really. I mean, I think that White Raven does make an appearance again, but her standard color is what you see. That's just, it's kind of like a more powered up form.
Okay. So she, what you're telling me is that Raven went Super Sentai. It's a Super Saiyan. I almost said the wrong one.
I mean, I would have respected the other one, but I mean, in an essence, yes.
So so you can essentially say this episode is answering the question: is Raven Goku?
No, we're not going there. We are not going there. not going there.
You could say that's quite the evolution.
Okay, that'll allow.
No, I wasn't talking with the X-Men. I was talking with the Dragon Ball movie. Just that expression is why I do this.
Okay, and so we're getting to the end of the episode here, and I do like the resolution where they both agree to kind of do better, and we get a very rare Raven smile. Like, he hardly smiles at all this whole series.
Yeah, I like that, and I like how now she's like more friendly with the Titans. Like now she's like, no, these are my friends.
Yeah. So Jared, what would you rate this episode?
9.5 out of 10. It's really fun. I like the character focus on Raven. I like how it showed all of her different like emotions, and again how Tower Strong managed to make them all separate but the same character. And yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10 as well, to be perfectly honest with you. And so, yep, that's that one. I'm gonna point it up. So next week we have the episode Switched. Wow, so you're saying Teen Titans predicted Nintendo Switch? But anyway, everyone, this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press, and just remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.